Bitcoin seeing another rejection at right around that 10K area. Are we going to be able to break through it this next time we pop up and retest that trend line resistance? Or is Bitcoin headed back down a little bit further? Well, let's stick around on the video and let's go ahead and get started and look on into the charts. Here we go. So guys, if y'all are brand new to this channel, we go over the Bitcoin charts and crypto market every single day on this channel. So please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so that way y'all can be updated every single video that we make every single day on this channel. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to jump right on into the 15-minute time frame here. Let's take a look and see what's happening, what we can kind of estimate that might happen here later on in the future. But you can currently see that we are getting a little bit of support on this trend line support down here as well, which brought us all the way back to, I think, that 80, or we had a nice dip way back further. Once we zoom out, we'll take a look at it a little bit later. Currently, it looks like Bitcoin wants to kind of make its way back up to at least the VWAP, retest it as resistance maybe, and possibly end up breaking back through it. That's a firm possibility. Money flow kind of in the red here, but is clipping up to the upside on our 15-minute time frame. I really like the 15-minute time frame and knowing whether or not Bitcoin is ready to make a big move down or up based on our money flow here. As you can see, our money flow turned red. We had this nice little sell-off here. Now we're kind of clipping back green. We could come back up and retest some key areas. The fact that we had our trigger waves, money flow was also moving down in the bottom side, and then it decided the money flow went red. That indicated our big sell-off. Now from here, money flow is not in the green, but we're already getting this zero. We're already getting our blue wave moving above our zero pivot point. So a little bit less bullish than something like this, where our trigger waves are both on top and our money flow is kind of headed to the downside. Here, our blue waves kind of getting ahead of us just a tad bit, and I feel that kind of leaves a little bit less momentum to the opposite direction because of our blue wave already getting in front of us just a tad bit. Now, if we put in another trigger wave down here and we had both our green money flow, or getting ready to turn green at least, and then our Cipher B blue wave also moving at that same direction and crossing that zero pivot point at the same time, that would probably be a little bit more of a bullish indication. So we are putting in a blue triangle as of right now, maybe coming back up to retest that VWAP. We dipped all the way down to 9,400. So that's pretty insane that we actually dipped that low too. But as you can see, Bitcoin's been doing a lot of that here. We've been kind of topping out at some key areas and seeing a rejection. So honestly, it's just this is an unbreakable wall right now. As of right now, Bitcoin just seems to be struggling with it very, very hard. So we're gonna, as we start to zoom out on these higher time frames, we can kind of take a look and see what they might be telling us too. Looking at our 30-minute time frame here. Wait for our sequential to come on here just a tad bit. We are getting a little bit of a bullish count as of right now on the sequential on our 45-minute time frame. Money flow also clipping back up into that greenish area. We could just be getting ready to put in a lower high on our money flow as well. Our blue waves are also moving us up just a tad bit. If we do put in a lower high, we probably won't be able to get up above that 60% point on our market Cipher B, and then that'll probably send us back down a little bit lower. Maybe getting ready to put in a big green dot down here as well. So that is a possibility too that we need to keep an eye out on. But we will most likely come back up to retest this VWAP as support, as resistance, and then decide what we want to do from there. Moving into our 45-minute time frame here. Also starting to get a little bit of a bullish count here after our recent dip. Money flow still kind of trickling off just a tad bit here on our 45-minute time frame. Our blue waves are also moving up. We put in a green dot here, kind of moving back up, but if our money flow decides to just put in a lower high here, then we could probably end up seeing a retracement back down That is another possibility as well. But you can see that we've been kind of putting in this lower high with our money flow as of right now too. If this blue wave comes back up to the zero pivot and breaks through, it'll probably put in another little trigger wave for us as well. But this would have been a nice little, almost kind of a head and shoulders to play off of too. We do know that the Cipher B likes to use those head and shoulders as indications of a possible pump or dump, depending on what side, if they're an inverse or whatever too. So our VWAP is sitting right now at about 9,700. So, or just right at about 9,750. So if we come back up to retest the VWAP as resistance, we can definitely see what will happen from there on out. We dipped below our key EMA here and now pushing back above it. Let's move on into our 1 hour. 1 hour time frame, also getting a green dot here. Money flow still in the green area as well, but we are starting to see that rounded money flow ever since we had our last push up to that 9,900 area. And it looks like we got all the way up to about 9,964 here in our last little pump. So it was a little bit of a higher high, but still just seeing a massive rejection from our wall here at that 10K area. You know, there's just a lot of selling pressure at that area, I think, too. So we're going to have to really just kind of keep an eye on this to see exactly where the market wants to go. Our 1 hour is giving us a green dot as of right now. But as we start to move into these higher time frames, we can kind of get an idea of what Bitcoin wants to do for the rest of this week. In my previous video, I talked about Bitcoin really needs to make a decision by this week, and also by the end of May, getting ready for another big move, whether it's to the upside or to the downside. That's yet to be determined, but we can always just do our best on our chart reading and kind of make a prediction from there. By the way, if y'all are interested in signing up, I do have a Patreon page where we have a trading group inside of our Discord server. So there is a private channel inside of the Discord server. You need to be signed up through Patreon in order to get access to the trading group. So if y'all are interested in that, feel free to sign up. First link in the description box. Y'all can see all the perks that y'all will get on there as well. I'll do daily summaries for y'all. And then give y'all a little bit more of a private analysis. And then also you get certain altcoins that I'm in heavy accumulation of as well. And also have a bot on there that could give you up to 3 to 5 trades per week using your own risk management as well. So if y'all are interested in that, feel free to check it out. Message me if y'all have any questions whatsoever. In Discord, preferably, I can get back to y'all on there. And then also, I do have the YouTube membership, which is available if y'all would like a private chart reading on any charts that y'all are looking at, such as stock market charts or Forex charts. I'd be happy to do a private analysis for you, but you need to be signed up with the YouTube membership page. It's a little bit cheaper than the Patreon page, so if that's all you're wanting, then feel free to sign up for the YouTube membership page and give me a message, give me a DM, and we can talk about what chart you'd like for me to go over. And I also forgot to mention that if y'all are curious about what all these are, I use the Market Cipher indicator by CryptoFace on this channel. So Market Cipher is a 3-package indicator. It comes with Market Cipher B, A, and Market Cipher SR. Y'all can check out CryptoFace's channel. I have some links in the description box to his channel if y'all are interested. Learn a little bit more about Market Cipher and then get the indicator through him. Also, I use the TI sequential bi-tone vase on this channel too. So if y'all see the counts here, this is the TD sequential, but also renamed as the TI sequential bi-tone vase. So if y'all are interested in that, y'all can also go check out Tone Vase's channel too. Both people that I mentioned that make these indicators are very well respected inside of the crypto space, and I highly encourage y'all to go watch a few of their videos if y'all are interested. But before we jump back into the charts, I do want to tell y'all about the giveaway at 3,000 subs. I'm giving away $100 in one of my favorite altcoins at 3,000 subs. So whenever you sign up for the newsletter, you'll automatically qualify for that giveaway at 3,000 subs. So what I really need y'all to do in order for us to get to that 3,000 subs is to like this video, comment down below, let me know that you want the giveaway, comment down below giveaway, and we can help this channel grow. It does help support the channel by smashing the thumbs up button, so I highly encourage y'all to do that. Also, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Hit the notification bell and select all so that way y'all can be notified every single video that I make. But that next giveaway is $100 at 3,000 subs, and in order to qualify for it, you need to be signed up for the newsletter, and then we will do our drawing at 3,000 subs. So I'm super excited to hit 3,000, hopefully by June. I want to aim towards June. We'll see exactly how it decides to play out, but y'all are going to help me as well by sharing this video, coming back to the channel every single day. And yeah, I hope to see y'all back soon enough and go ahead and get signed up for that, so that we all have a chance to win that $100 in one of my favorite altcoins. And so also the Discord server is available if y'all are interested in joining the Discord server. It is free to join, but in order to access it, you need to read through the community rules and guidelines page. Click the green checkbox after you're done reading through the community guidelines and rules. It's basically just a easy way to siphon out bots and scammers and stuff too. And it's just, being respectful, abiding by the rules. But the actual private trading group page is only available through Patreon. So you need to be signed up through Patreon. Give me your Discord name, and then I'll give you permissions to that private category inside of the Discord server once you have joined. So you can get access to all the other perks that I provide with becoming a private trading group member of the Patreon page. So let's jump back into the charts real quick. We are currently going to go into our 90-minute time frame here. 90-minute time frame, maybe giving us a sign of a green dot here pretty soon. We are getting our first bullish count with the 1 here on the sequential. Money flow also kind of rounding off just a tad bit. So we need to keep a really close eye on this as well. Maybe not get too bullish after this, because this 90-minute money flow has been kind of rounding off ever since we had this recent dip off. And if we start to move back into that reddish territory, I would imagine that we'll probably end up putting in a bigger money flow than what we had here when we dumped down to that 8,200 area for the most part. So we could definitely see somewhat of a retracement like we had back here with that major sell-off there too. It's a firm possibility, but we're going to have to wait to see exactly what plays out. We just need to keep an eye on our 90-minute money flow for the most part. If we do put in a green dot here, it could just give us another trigger wave, and that next trigger wave could cross below that zero pivot along with the money flow right next to it, and then give us maybe even a bigger sell-off. So we'll have to just keep an eye on it and see. Let's move on into our 2-hour time frame. Currently dipping below our key EMA here as well. We'd probably want to see a squeeze between our two EMAs for the most part moving forward from here on out. But it kind of looks like we're just really wanting to stay above our EMA here on the top side, just kind of hugging it, finding a little bit of resistance above it. If we do find major resistance, then we will probably dip back down. We're still in a little bit of a bearish count as of right now on the sequential on our 2-hour as well. We can see that our money flow is pretty steady here on our 2-hour. We are starting to get a little bit of a clip to the downside. Maybe even putting in some lower highs here on our 2-hour money flow. But if we do stay, relatively strong in this greenish area, that's an indication that we could trend out sideways before another leg up. Or if we decide to clip down with our money flow, then we start to move to the downside. So we're really gonna have to wait to see exactly how this plays out. Maybe getting somewhat of a green dot here. VWAP looks like it's ready to cross back above, maybe giving us a nice little indication of a green dot. and possibly some sideways movement, or maybe another trigger wave to send us back down to the bottom side too. Let's go into our 3 hour. This 3 hour I was really keeping a close eye on as of yesterday, and it was a pretty good signal. So in our trading group, we had been short all the way at about 80, or I think right at about 9,800, 9,900. Some of us got in some pretty good positions there, but I was really looking at this 9 on the sequential here, giving us a topping out pattern as well. So we had a 9 way back here, but Cipher B didn't really line up with it. This 9 here was also giving us a nice little sell signal for the most part, along with our red dot that signaled a little bit afterwards too, indicating that we could probably start to move to the downside. So then we had that nice little sell off there as well. Let's actually turn on our buy and sell signals. I'm just kind of curious what's going on here. We did get a sell signal on our 3 hour as well. You can see that our 3 hours actually been lining up pretty well, especially with the sideways choppiness that we've been having. Some sell signals and then a buy signal to send us back up to that resistance trend line as well. So we'll really have to wait to see how this wants to play out on the 3 hour. We're starting to get a little bit of a bearish count here. Usually I want to see the sequential make at least a 4 on the charts before I decide to, a 4 or 5, indicating a stronger bearish count or a stronger bullish count, if anything. So we're currently putting in our 3, and then I probably want to see a 4 and a 5 as well afterwards, indicating more of a bearish count to move us forward to the downside. Or if we start to get a 1 right after this 3, then I'll have to anticipate maybe another leg to the upside too as well. Moving on into our 4 hour. 4 hour, we are also getting our sell signal here on our 4 hour for the most part. First sign of a bearish count as well. So we will really have to wait to see. We had our 8 back up here, also indicating a nice little strong signal of a top. It wasn't a 9, but it was a nice little 8 there to signal us, hey, looks like we're kind of in an overbought positioning. Also in confluence with our red dot here. Honestly, I really like using these two indicators together. I kind of went out on a limb to get the tone phase indicator. I do want to have, some significance of differentiality, with all the other TA channels on crypto YouTube. So I definitely feel that even though I'm using some of these paid for indicators, they're using them together, I feel like is quite substantial for the most part. And I feel like it's just going to better all help me out, if anything, but also give my subscribers and viewers an opportunity to make some nice plays as well if they'd like to. Money flow also kind of rounding off here just a tad bit. This is another strong indication that we just need to be very aware of what could happen in this market moving forward. As we start to cross down below maybe our 0 pivot, we could also see our money flow start to move into that reddish territory. And that would probably indicate a little bit more of a sell-off that is to occur. Our EMA sitting at about, our next EMA sitting at about 9K exactly. If we dip below 9K, I might have to change my stance just a tad bit. You can kind of see where we're coming into this wedge here. We're probably going to make a break very, very soon from this wedge pattern. And I kind of just want to measure out some different areas for us here just to see what we could kind of expect as a price target if we do break bearish below our wedge pattern here. And we're starting to see maybe about that 7,900 area if we break bearish. And then if we were to break bullish out of this, let's just see what would happen. We're looking at our 4 hour time frame here. If we were to break bullish out of this, we'd see about 11K, 11.8K, which would definitely fill our CME gap, I believe, at that 11K area as well. I don't think we have a CME gap below us. I double checked yesterday when we had some very nice price fluctuations here, but I don't believe there is a CME gap below us anywhere now. But we're gonna have to wait to see whether or not Bitcoin wants to pump or dump from here on out. Obviously, I have my own ideas of where this might go. Based on our money flow kind of rounding off just a tad bit, I feel that that's a nice little indication that where we might be able to expect BTC to head to. But Obviously, none of this TA is financial advice or anything like that, so you have to do your own due diligence. And I always encourage people to just do their own chart reading and compare it with what I'm saying too as well. So we can see here we're on our 6 hour time frame. Money flow starting to round off ever since that 10K top that we had out right out above here. We're starting to get our next. So you can see we've touched this trend line at least 3 times already. I would have expected that we would have already broken through it, but obviously there's a lot more selling pressure there than we can expect, than we expected at least. If we start to dip down below this EMA here, we could definitely come back down and retest at that 8,800 area where our next EMA is at as well. So, it's a firm possibility. We are getting another little bit of a trigger wave with the bearish divergence here on our 8 hour time frame, or this our 6 hour time frame, and then starting to see our money flow still kind of round off just a tad bit. If we start to make our way back below this 0 pivot point, we'd probably want to see a big green dot coming down here. Usually during our consolidation phases, I like to look for those big green dots to indicate that maybe the consolidation phase is ending. But if we start to consolidate out here to the side, we're going to end up coming to this triangle wedge pattern here and then making a decision point from there. So our trend line structure, our trend line support is at about 8,300. So possibly looking for those areas of support if we break bearish. And then obviously if we break through our trend line resistance, I would say the sky's the limit from there on out. At least all the way up to that 11.8K area, possibly for sure. Let's move on into our 8 hour. Our 8 hour money flow is still looking really nice and healthy here. Still trending out sideways for the most part, relatively good. So I think as some of our mid time frames start to have that money flow kind of round off, we will kind of get held as support from our higher time frames. But at the same time, we need to be very aware of us having that bearish pressure moving forward. Our 8 hours still looking relatively nice though. We are looking like we want to put in a red dot. If that red dot does signal, we'll probably come back down to retest the 0 pivot point. That is a firm possibility, or get one more trigger wave possibly to maybe send us out sideways a little bit more. I could definitely see here on our 8 hour where we could kind of be consolidating out to the side just a tad bit longer. If anything, if we do decide to break below this EMA, we'll probably have this blue wave come down below our 0 pivot point, and then maybe end up testing our 100 EMA here at about 8,500. So although my eyes are kind of on that, not below 9K area, that is not to say that we are still relatively bullish. Even if we come back down to retest some of these areas, it'll probably be a healthy retracement for BTC moving forward. So we can expect that if it is to occur, and then maybe another leg to the upside after that as well. Let's go on over here real quick. If y'all are not signed up for TradingView, I would at least recommend y'all having the Pro Plus plan. If y'all are using the market Cipher indicator, I would at least recommend that y'all have the Pro Plus plan. It allows you to have a few more indicators on the screen. As you can see here, I'm also using my buy and sell signals and our Aldo EMAs. These are both custom signals that I tell you how to set up inside of the Patreon page as well. So there's at least I think 12 to 15 different private videos inside of the Patreon page. Once you join, you're going to want to make sure that you also watch through at least all of those videos. They'll probably answer a lot of your questions, at least how I set up my charts, and that way you can kind of follow along with what I am looking at as well. But the Aldo EMAs is an all-in-one indicator that has all your EMAs combined. It's a custom code. It's a custom Pine script actually, but I give you that and tell you how to set it up, and then you can change these to pretty much whatever EMAs that you'd like to have on your screen, instead of having a bunch of moving average indicators on the left-hand side of the screen here. And then the buy and sell whales signal is also a custom setting that I personally use. So I tell y'all how to set that up and what parameters I use for that custom signal as well inside of the Patreon page. And then also, if you're interested in creating your own DCA bot, three 3 Commas is a great platform to use if y'all are interested. So I've been using 3 Commas for a couple of months now. I really enjoy it because I can use it on the leverage exchanges as well. I can get in and out of the markets really quick with limit orders, and it makes it pretty convenient for the most part. So if y'all are interested, feel free to check out 3 Commas, and links in the description box if y'all want to help support the channel as well. If y'all don't want to trade on any of the exchanges, which I totally get, it's kind of intimidating when you first start as well. But if you've been doing this for a while, then you know that a lot of crypto stuff in general is very intimidating. And if you're not very tech savvy, then it can be a little bit of a struggle of a learning curve. But that's why we're here on the channel. That's why I'm trying to help a lot of people in this space figure out and guide them, to the best of my ability, not financial advice, right? But just to stay safe, at least for the most part, especially on exchanges, because a lot of these can be kind of shady sometimes. So we all know that once you purchase your crypto, if you are DCAing into the markets, or if you just go out and make a big purchase, you want to put it on a cold storage device. Ledger Nano X or S is a great cold storage device to use if you're just getting started. It is my preferable go-to cold storage device. And remember, if you keep it on the exchange, it's not your crypto, not your keys, not your coins, right? So you want to make sure that you have everything on a cold storage device that you can keep in your possession. Then also, we use the Bybit platform most of the time for our leverage trading. If y'all do want to check out leverage trading, you feel free to check it out if y'all are interested, but make sure that you come down to the chat support when you first sign up and ask them how to access the testnet. The testnet is actually going to allow you to trade fake BTC before you actually deposit your real BTC onto the exchange. So once you get signed up with the link in the description box, come over here, ask chat support how to access the testnet. They'll step you through it. Then you can learn a little bit more about the platform in general. So Bybit platform, it's pretty simple for the most part, but obviously there's always learning curves when it comes to these exchanges, and just viewing and looking at all the different buttons and stuff as you can find. So limiting in orders, marketing in and out of orders, laddering orders, adjusting your leverage, all those things are going to be key things that you want to learn before you actually use a leverage trading exchange as well. So I highly encourage y'all to use the testnet before y'all get started. And then also Prime XBT allows you to leverage trade the S&P 500, gold and silver, and some other fiat currencies as well. If y'all are interested in that, feel free to check it out. Let's jump back to the charts real quick. We are currently looking at, we're going to go into our 12-hour time frame. We're still getting some bullish counts here on our sequential. We are getting these sell signals, and no sign of a buy signal just yet on some of these higher time frames here. So we can kind of keep a keen awareness of that, maybe indicating that we will put in another red dot here pretty soon, even on our 12-hour. Our money flow is still looking relatively healthy here for the most part. So let's jump on into our 21-hour, see what's going on there. Still no sign of a buy signal just yet. We did get that move to the upside here, so that could put us up just a tad bit higher based on our 21-hour time frame here. As we start to move into our daily, we'll have to see. But as y'all can see, these bullish counts really are only giving us that 1, 2, 3. They're on our 21-hour, at least it was. And then from here, our 1 day, it's been giving us some better bullish counts. But if we get stopped at the 5 here and we start to put in that red 1, then we can kind of anticipate a little bit of a bearish count moving forward. We'll have to kind of wait to see how this plays out. It still looks like we're relatively bullish here, but the VWAP is still kind of trending out sideways for the most part here. You can see that we're kind of just like at this nice little 45-degree angle. If we start to move back to the downside, that is a firm possibility. We'll put in a red dot. But as of right now, the 1 day is not looking super bearish, but we can tell by some of our mid time frames we're really going to have to keep a sharp awareness about what move we decide to make from here on out. Our 2 day also giving us a first sign of a bullish count here. We had a bearish count of a 1-2, but now we just turned green there as well. We're getting an aggressive 13 down here as well. That's, somewhat of a bearish indication, but we'll have to take everything with a grain of salt as of right now. And as we move on into our higher time frames, we really just need to be aware. We kind of had this dip with the money flow here, but if we start to curve back down, that's going to be a firm possibility that we'll come back into that reddish money flow. It's a possibility for sure. We are having a red dot here, no sign of a green dot. But it does kind of look like it wants to. Our VWAP's just kind of moving sideways here, putting in kind of a little bit of a flat. And then if we continue to just stay lower and don't move up, that's a possibility that we could just continue down a little bit further here. Let's move on into our 3-day. Our 3-day, as we get into some of these higher time frames, we can kind of see that, well, we had these dojis being put in, and I felt that was a strong, firm possibility that we could be topping out. Now, what we're seeing here is our first bullish count on our 3-day too as well. We're having a green dot down here. Money flow is also moving to the top side, so we need to be very just cautious of what's going to happen from here on out on BTC. As we move into our 4-day, no sign of a red dot just yet. We can see our last red dot on our last little bull rally was all the way back at that 10.5 area, and I felt that this was a very strong firm possibility that we could be headed back to the downside. And we did very well catching this dump all the way down to that 3,800 area when coronavirus decided to break out. And I can't say those words on YouTube, so I don't know, but it's all right. Usually they don't mess with my channel at all, so that's good to know. But if we could start to see a little bit of a red dot here, that's a firm possibility. VWAP's kind of clipping down just a tad bit. Money flow looks like it wants to kind of keep us afloat as of right now. We could come still further up to maybe even put in a lower high on our blue wave. If we don't get above the 0.60 or the 60% level, then it will be a lower high from our 10.5K top, and that'll still give us a nice trend line structure that we cannot break through, just like that 10K area that we are struggling with so much right now. Moving on into our 5-day, we'll go ahead and probably end it off there, so that way I can let you go about your day. We are still seeing our strong resistance here on our 5-day. So BTC is really going to have to make a decision from here on out. Based on our 1-day, our 2-day, and our 3-day, I feel like that's where BTC is really going to have to make its point across, whether or not it wants to continue bullish or bearish from here on out. As we start to get into some of these higher time frames, like our 5-day and our weekly, it really is kind of looking like BTC is finding a lot of resistance above head, and maybe the bulls are getting exhausted. They might only have the rest of this week to prove themselves against this trendline resistance, but we'll have to wait to see exactly how that plays out. So y'all, I'm going to go ahead and probably end the video here, just to get back on some of these plugs real quick. If y'all haven't checked out the Brave browser, feel free to check out Brave browser if y'all are interested in that. It's a super lightweight browser. It allows you to browse the web ad-free of pretty much any Google ads, so don't tell Google I sent you, but you can check the links in the description box if y'all are interested. And then you can also earn passive income by clicking on the Brave ads that pop up in the bottom right hand corner. So they're very non-intrusive ads. They only pop up in the bottom right hand corner, but when you click them, you get paid out in a percentage of BAT token, and then you can take that BAT token to an exchange and exchange it for fiat. So you get paid out at the beginning of every month. It's pretty cool. It's an easy way to earn passive income in the crypto space. Then also CryptoTab browser is another way to earn some passive income inside of the crypto space. Basically, you can mine Bitcoin straight from your web browser. If y'all are interested, find the links in the description box. But as you can see, when I open up the browser tab here, it'll take me straight to where I can profitably mine Bitcoin using my laptop's CPU power. And you can also use it on other machines that you have as well. So I have it running on 2 different laptops that I don't really use anymore. And then also there's apps on the Google Play Store and the Apple Store. Download the apps, let your phone earn some passive income for you, and also download it on your tablet and do the same thing with your tablet as well. So guys, if y'all are interested in following me on Instagram or Twitter, I'm available on those platforms. Don't forget the trading group is available if you're interested in learning a little bit more, learning about my favorite altcoins that I'm in heavy accumulation of right now, which one of them could actually flip the market cap value of BTC in the future. Find that out in the Patreon group. You get access to all my private videos in there as well, how I set up my charts, and much, much more. Guys, if y'all stuck around for this long, thanks for sticking around. We're definitely pushing a longer video here, but definitely some valuable content, I hope. At least if it was valuable for y'all, don't forget to smash the thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, select all, so that way y'all can be updated. We're doing our next giveaway at 3,000 subs. If you stuck around for this long, comment down below giveaway, and I'll see y'all on the next one. CTO signing out.